So yesterday I finished reading this book called A Little Life, and honestly, I don't think so I have recovered yet. It took me 2 weeks to complete this book. Not because this book was lengthy, but because I was scared of it. Every single time I picked this book, I would sit there for like 5 minutes thinking if I should do this to myself today because I knew it was gonna hurt. And somehow, every single time, it hurt even more than I expected. Books don't make me cry. They make me emotional, yes, but cry? Not really. But this one, don't even get me started. I claim to be an emotional masochist. I thought that I could handle every sad book that the internet threw at me, but I lost completely. And and yeah, before I say anything else, this video is full of spoilers, so if you haven't read this book and you plan on reading it, then please stop watching. This is gonna spoil a lot of things for you. I picked this book up because people on the internet kept calling it the saddest book ever written, and honestly, people on the internet exaggerate a lot of things. So I thought, okay, how bad can it really be? Turns out, this time they weren't exaggerating. I wasn't even 60 pages into the book, and I realized that this is not going to be a normal reading experience. I would tell myself every day, I'm not going to cry today, but then I'd be sitting there unable to read because I couldn't even see the words through my tears. There were moments where I genuinely wanted to DNF it. Not because the book is boring, but because I did not know if I could handle another chapter. I remember physically sitting, holding the page, not wanting to turn it because I just knew something terrible was waiting for me, and it always was. And Jude, oh my silly boy, why, why didn't you let yourself be loved? That's all I ever wanted. Not for everything to magically heal, not for everything to suddenly be okay. I just wanted him to believe everyone around him. Harold, Andy, Wilhelm, they all loved him with everything they had. And I just wanted him to believe. I just wanted him to believe that. Just, just once. And you know what's crazy? Reading this book doesn't feel like reading about Jude. It feels like reading about a friend. You spend hundreds of pages trying to save him, trying to make him feel that he's worthy, trying to pull him out of the darkness, and then you realize that you are as helpless as Wilhelm, as helpless as Harold, as helpless as Andy. And that's the most heartbreaking part. Not that Jude suffered, but nobody could convince him that he deserved better. And Wilhelm, God, I just love this man. There is this one scene where William is looking for an apartment and he doesn't care about anything else, not the rent, not the area. He just wants to make sure that the apartment has an elevator because Jude needs one. He says, I can't live somewhere where Jude can't come visit. And at this point, I had to close the book because this is love, not the dramatic kind, not the movie kind, just thinking about someone and every decision you make. There was this one scene where JB mimics Jude's work, and this is the scene where I was genuinely hurt because out of all the characters, I did not think it would be him. And then there is this scene where JB wakes up in a hospital and Jude is asleep next to him in a chair, and all he could whisper is, forgive me, forgive me, forgive me, Jude. And this scene literally broke me, like literally broke me. And then at the end, when Harold says, at least Willem isn't here, my first thought was, no, I wish he was. If he was, then Jude would have been there too. I know it's irrational, but grief isn't rational. And then Hanya gives us Wilhelm looking at Jude telling a story. Damn, I wasn't ready for that. You have tortured me enough. By the end of it, I wasn't even crying. I was just empty. I wanted to hug Harold, I wanted to hug Andy, I wanted to hug every single person that loved Jude. because they tried. I know this book gets a lot of criticism. People call it mystery porn, people call it unrealistic. Maybe, maybe not, but honestly, I don't really care. That's not why I loved this book. I did not love this book because it is traumatic. I loved it because of the people, because of the friendship, because of the love, and because it showed that even if you love a person with your whole heart, it still isn't enough to save them. And that's devastating. Ever since I read this book, I have this weird feeling in my chest, and I don't know how to describe it. It's heavy but hollow at the same time. It goes away, but then it comes back, and it's here while I'm making this video, and maybe that's why I decided to make it, because I think if I talk about it, then it will finally go away. I think that feeling started with genuine love for the characters, then it became anxiety, then grief, then just pure sorrow for Jude, for Willem, for Harold, for everyone who tried so hard. I have read a lot of books, I have loved a lot of books, but I never experienced a book like this. It was exhausting, it was painful, it was beautiful. It brought out emotions in me that I didn't know existed. It was like experiencing a new life, a little life which now I have outlived. And I know I have to let it go, but strangely, I don't think so. I want to. Will I read this book again? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I'll put myself through this ever again. But do I love this book? Hell yes. I love this book a lot. If someone asked me if they should read this book, I would still say yes every single time. Just don't let yourself get carried away by it, because you might lose a piece of yourself in the process. And I'm still trying to find mine.